Some people do not speak the loudest in the room, yet everyone feels their presence. They do not rush to prove themselves, yet they are rarely doubted. They are not frantic, not reactive, not desperate for attention. And still, something about them feels different. Controlled. Precise. Grounded. Highly intelligent people are not defined by IQ scores or academic titles. Their intelligence shows in how they think under pressure, how they respond when provoked, how they choose silence when others choose noise. It shows in what they refuse to engage in. Most people think intelligence is about knowing more. The Stoics understood something deeper. Intelligence is about governing yourself. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet his greatest battle was within. Seneca advised emperors, yet he warned that an undisciplined mind is the most dangerous enemy a person can face. Real intelligence is psychological clarity, social awareness, and emotional control working together. It is seeing patterns others miss. It is understanding people without absorbing their chaos. It is feeling deeply without being ruled by feeling. You can always recognize someone highly intelligent by what they do not do. They do not react instantly. They do not overshare. They do not chase validation. They do not panic when things go wrong. They observe. They calculate. They choose. This is not about becoming cold or detached from life. It is about becoming deliberate. It is about thinking before speaking. Pausing before reacting. Reflecting before judging. Today, we are breaking down 13 habits of highly intelligent people through Stoic philosophy. These habits are not flashy. They are subtle. But if you master them, you will not just appear intelligent. You will become dangerous in the best way. Calm. Unshaken. Mentally sharp. Let's begin with the first habit. Highly intelligent people listen more than they speak. Most people wait for their turn to talk. They are not listening, they are preparing a reply. But the intelligent mind understands that information is power. Every conversation is data. Every tone shift, every hesitation, every word choice reveals something. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This was not poetic advice. It was strategic. When you speak less, you reveal less. When you listen more, you learn more. Intelligent people study others quietly. They notice inconsistencies. They detect insecurity behind arrogance. They sense fear behind aggression. And because they are not rushing to dominate the conversation, people reveal themselves freely. Silence becomes their advantage. Listening also sharpens thinking. When you are not focused on defending your ego, you can actually understand perspectives. You can identify flaws in reasoning. You can see the emotional layers behind logical arguments. Most conflicts escalate because 2 people are trying to be heard. The intelligent one breaks the pattern by observing first. This does not mean they are passive. It means they are precise. When they finally speak, their words carry weight because they are measured. They do not waste language. They do not fill space for comfort. They speak with intention. And that intention makes others pay attention. If you want to sharpen your intelligence immediately, practice this. In your next conversation, focus entirely on understanding rather than responding. Watch how much more you learn. Watch how much less you reveal. Intelligence is not proven by how much you say. It is proven by how well you understand before you speak. Highly intelligent people detach from emotional impulses before they act. Most people react first and think later. They let anger decide their words. They let fear decide their choices. They let insecurity decide their standards. But the intelligent mind inserts space between stimulus and response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That power lives in the pause. When something triggers them, they do not explode. They observe the reaction rising inside them. They study it. They ask, what is this emotion trying to protect? Is this anger justified or is it wounded pride? Is this fear realistic or imagined? That short moment of reflection changes everything. Because once you see the emotion clearly, it loses control over you. Intelligent people understand that emotions are signals, not commands. Anger might signal a boundary crossed. Fear might signal uncertainty. But neither automatically deserves obedience. They filter emotion through reason. They choose responses that protect long-term outcomes, not short-term satisfaction. This is why they rarely regret their actions. They do not chase the rush of being right. They protect their position. They do not seek to win arguments. They seek to win in life. Emotional discipline is not suppression. It is control. It is the ability to feel deeply without becoming unstable. And that stability makes them dangerous in the best way. Because while others are busy reacting, they are calculating. While others burn energy in drama, they conserve it for strategy. If you want to grow intellectually, practice the pause. Highly intelligent people think long-term while others think emotionally. Most people decide based on how they feel right now. They chase pleasure, avoid discomfort, and react to whatever is urgent. But the intelligent mind constantly asks a different question: what will this choice cost me later? They measure decisions against future consequences. They delay gratification without feeling deprived. They understand that short-term comfort often creates long-term weakness. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Intelligent people extend that idea further. They know that many pleasures today become pain tomorrow. So they train themselves to endure temporary discomfort in exchange for lasting advantage. While others scroll, they study. While others argue, they build. While others seek validation, they sharpen their skills quietly. This does not mean they never enjoy life. It means they choose enjoyment that does not sabotage their future. They protect their focus like it is currency. They guard their reputation like it is capital. They do not sacrifice long-term respect for short-term attention. This is why their progress often looks slow at first. They are planting seeds while others are chasing fireworks. Over time, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. Long-term thinking creates stability, power, and clarity. Emotional thinking creates chaos. If you want to strengthen your mind, begin asking better questions. Instead of asking what feels good now, ask what builds me later. Instead of asking what proves me right, ask what improves my position. Intelligence grows when discipline outruns impulse. And the man who masters his future will never be controlled by his present. Highly intelligent people master their emotions instead of being mastered by them. They understand that emotion is information, not command. When anger rises, they do not instantly react. When excitement surges, they do not instantly commit. When fear whispers, they do not instantly retreat. They pause. That pause is their power. Epictetus taught that it is not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them. Intelligent people live this daily. They question their first reaction. They ask, is this fact or feeling? They allow the emotional wave to pass before making decisions that carry long consequences. This does not mean they are cold. It means they are disciplined. They feel deeply, but they do not let feelings dictate identity or direction. In conflict, they stay composed. In success, they stay grounded. In failure, they stay reflective. Emotional control allows them to see clearly when others are blinded by impulse. It gives them leverage in conversations, stability in relationships, and resilience under pressure. While others burn bridges in moments of ego, intelligent individuals build long-term advantage through calm. The world is loud and reactive. Intelligence is quiet and measured. When you learn to govern your internal state, you stop being manipulated by external chaos. That is not suppression. That is sovereignty over your own mind. Highly intelligent people guard their attention carefully. They know focus is currency. While others scatter their energy across distractions, trends, and constant noise, they protect their mental space like something sacred. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the soul becomes dyed by the color of its thoughts. Intelligent people choose that color deliberately. They limit what they consume, who they listen to, and where they invest emotional energy. They understand that constant stimulation weakens depth. So they create boundaries around their time, their phone, their conversations. Not out of arrogance, but out of clarity. What you repeatedly focus on becomes your reality. When you control your attention, you control your direction. Highly intelligent people are comfortable being misunderstood. They do not rush to explain every decision or defend every choice. They know that clarity does not require constant validation. Epictetus taught that if someone misunderstands you, that is their judgment, not your identity. Intelligent individuals stay rooted in their values even when others question them. They would rather be authentic than approved. This creates quiet confidence. They move with certainty because their compass is internal, not social. When you stop living for applause, your thinking becomes sharper and your actions become more deliberate. Intelligence grows when your need for approval shrinks. Highly intelligent people choose their battles carefully. They do not waste energy arguing over every disagreement or reacting to every provocation. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that other people act from what they believe is right, even when they are wrong. Instead of fighting every small conflict, intelligent individuals ask, does this truly matter in the long run? If it does not, they let it pass. Their strength lies in restraint. They understand that attention is a limited resource. Where you direct it determines the quality of your life. By conserving energy for meaningful pursuits, they remain focused, calm, and effective. Intelligence is not loud dominance. It is disciplined direction. Highly intelligent people embrace solitude without fearing it. They do not constantly seek distraction or validation from noise. Instead, they spend time alone to think, reflect, and recalibrate. Seneca believed that time spent with your own mind is essential for growth. Intelligent individuals use solitude to sharpen their thoughts, examine their behavior, and refine their direction. They are not lonely in silence. They are strengthened by it. In quiet moments, they question their assumptions, analyze their emotions, and reconnect with their purpose. This habit gives them clarity that most people never develop because most people are afraid to sit with themselves. Intelligence grows in stillness, not in constant stimulation. Highly intelligent people are slow to anger and quick to observe. They understand that emotional reactions cloud judgment and weaken influence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that other people act out of ignorance, not malice. Instead of exploding at every insult or inconvenience, intelligent individuals pause. They watch. They assess. They ask what is really happening beneath the surface. Anger may arise, but it does not control them. They know that losing control of their temper means handing control to someone else. This emotional discipline allows them to respond with strategy instead of impulse. Over time, this calm presence builds quiet authority. People trust those who remain steady under pressure. Intelligence is not just measured by knowledge, but by the ability to stay composed when tested. Highly intelligent people are comfortable being alone. They do not fear silence because they use it. While many chase constant distraction, they protect time to think, reflect, and recalibrate. Seneca wrote that we must retreat into ourselves regularly, because that is where clarity is restored. Solitude is not loneliness for them, it is refinement. It allows them to examine their thoughts without noise, to challenge assumptions, to strengthen ideas before presenting them to the world. In solitude, they sharpen their judgment and deepen self-awareness. This is why they are rarely dependent on validation. They are grounded in their own company. The more comfortable you become alone, the less desperate you become for approval. And that independence becomes one of the clearest signs of true intelligence. Highly intelligent people ask better questions instead of chasing quick answers. They are not obsessed with sounding right, they are obsessed with understanding. Marcus Aurelius constantly questioned his own reactions, his own judgments, his own assumptions. Intelligence is not stored in facts alone, it is revealed in curiosity. When something happens, they do not immediately react, they pause and ask, "What am I missing here? What is the deeper cause? What can this teach me?" This habit protects them from arrogance. It keeps their mind flexible and sharp. While others argue to defend their ego, they inquire to expand their awareness. And over time, that simple shift, from defending to discovering, separates the average thinker from the deeply intelligent one. Highly intelligent people are comfortable being alone with their thoughts. They do not fear silence, because silence is where they sharpen their mind. While most people rush to fill every empty moment with noise, they intentionally create space to reflect. Seneca wrote that we must sometimes withdraw into ourselves and examine the state of our soul. Solitude for them is not loneliness, it is strategy. It allows them to process emotions, review decisions, and correct their own flaws before the world has to. In that quiet space, they observe their patterns, their impulses, their weaknesses. They do not run from self-examination, they rely on it. And because they regularly sit with themselves, they are less controlled by external chaos. Their strength is built in private, long before it is ever seen in public. Highly intelligent people question their own assumptions before they question others. They understand that the first bias to overcome is their own. Instead of clinging to opinions for ego, they treat beliefs as tools that can be adjusted when new truth appears. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he could be mistaken. That humility is power. It keeps the mind flexible and sharp. While others argue to win, they analyze to understand. When proven wrong, they do not collapse or become defensive. They update. They refine. They grow. This habit protects them from arrogance, which is the fastest way to intellectual decay. By challenging their own thinking, they prevent stagnation. And because they are not emotionally attached to being right, they are free to get closer to what is real. Highly intelligent people are comfortable being misunderstood. They do not waste energy trying to explain every layer of themselves to everyone. They know depth is not always immediately recognized. Epictetus taught that if someone misunderstands you, that is their perception, not your identity. Instead of chasing validation, intelligent people focus on alignment with their values. They speak when necessary and stay silent when explanation would only drain them. This gives them emotional stability. They are not shaken by gossip, mislabels, or shallow judgment. While others panic when not approved, they remain steady. They understand that clarity within is more important than approval without. This quiet self-assurance keeps their focus intact and their progress uninterrupted. Habit 13, they remain students of life no matter how much they know. Truly intelligent people never reach a point where they believe they have arrived. The moment someone thinks they know everything is the moment their growth quietly dies. The Stoics understood this deeply. Even Marcus Aurelius, an emperor with power over the known world, kept reminding himself to learn, to question, to refine his character. Intelligence is not stored information. It is openness. It is the humility to admit you might be wrong. It is the discipline to update your thinking when new truth appears. Highly intelligent people read widely, listen carefully, and observe more than they speak. They are not threatened by being corrected. They are sharpened by it. They ask better questions instead of chasing applause. They understand that wisdom is not a destination but a practice. Every conversation is a lesson. Every mistake is feedback. Every failure is data. While others defend their ego, they refine their mind. This is why they continue to grow while others stagnate. The world changes, circumstances shift, people evolve. And because they remain flexible in thought, they remain powerful in action. Intelligence, at its highest level, is quiet curiosity combined with disciplined self-reflection. It is the courage to keep learning long after others stop.